In the last edition, we have discussed the different modes of transportation and the transport economies in a supply chain. In this edition, we will discuss the role of warehousing, objectives, types of warehouses, and the warehouse strategy in a supply chain. Warehousing. Warehousing refers to the activities involved in storage of goods on a large scale in a systematic and orderly manner. It involves in holding or preserving goods in huge quantities from the time of their purchase or production till their actual use or sale, and making them available conveniently whenever it is needed. A warehouse is a place to store inventory, and it creates time utility by bridging the gap between production and consumption of goods. Role of warehouse in a supply chain. Warehouse store inventory across the supply chain to coordinate and serve the product supply and the consumer demand. This helps the members of the supply chain to have a continuous production and improve their labor productivity. The need for inventory at different points of the supply chain is achieved through the warehouse activities, and also it acts as a storage point for them. A warehouse has become part of the just-in-time production strategy. A centralized warehouse which manages parts inventory to cater to the requirement of the production units reduces the inventory to be stocked at the production centers. A warehouse which stores a variety of products helps to consolidate the multi-product requirement of the retail outlets of the supply chain. Similarly, consolidation of products quantity help to get the benefit of transport economies and thereby reducing the logistics cost. Technology has influenced every aspect of warehouse operation by creating better ways to perform the functions of storage and handling of goods in a warehouse. Objectives of warehouse. The objectives of warehouse are to maximize the use of information, space, equipment, and labor, to ensure the easy accessibility and protection of assets and all items stored, to focus on minimizing material handling cost and to minimize the warehouse operating cost. Warehouse benefits. Warehouse benefits can be classified as economic benefits and service benefits. Consolidation and break bulk. In consolidation, the warehouse receives material from number of sources which are stocked and consolidated into a single shipment to customers in a single location. This helps to reduce the transportation cost of moving goods to the customers. In break bulk, the warehouse receives a large shipment from a single source which is stocked and then sorted out the requirements of different customers, and the delivery of goods happens to them. An economy of scale is achieved in moving goods to the warehouse by these two methods. Sorting. Sorting is the process of reconfiguring the goods as it flows from the origin to the destination. It is done through cross-docking, mixing, and assembly of products. Cross-docking is the process of combining inventory from multiple origins into a required assortment for a specific customer and transporting the goods. Mixing is the process of sorting inventory received from multiple origins into a required combination of goods for a specific customer and transporting goods at the lowest cost. Assembly is the process of assembly of products and components that are moved to the warehouse from a second tier supplier for the manufacturing plant. Third, seasonal storage. Products manufactured throughout the year which have seasonal demand are stored in the warehouse and sold during the seasons. Similarly, products which are produced during seasons are stored in the warehouses which are sold throughout the year. This is known as seasonal storage. Reverse logistics. The warehouse facilitates the return of goods to the manufacturer and helps the members of the supply chain to get their economic benefits. Let us discuss the various service benefits. First one, spot stock. Manufacturers plan and stock seasonal goods in the warehouse to improve their responsiveness to the market. They forecast the demand for the product and select the warehouse where the stocks are maintained to satisfy their demand immediately. This process is known as spot stock. Second, assortment. Manufacturers stock different products manufactured by them in the warehouse. This enables the warehouse to cater to the multi-product requirements of the members of the supply chain. Third, value-added services. A modern distribution warehouse specializes in performing a range of value-added services to change the physical features or the configuration of the products to be shipped to suit the requirement of the customer as given by the retailers. Let us discuss now the warehouse operations. The warehouse activity starts from unloading of goods received from the manufacturer. The goods received are to be checked for quantity and quality. Once the goods are checked, they are moved to the place of storing in the designated place in the warehouse. When the order is received from the customer, the warehouse initiates the process of order picking. Order picking is the process of taking the stored product to the place of packing. When the required goods are picked from this warehouse, they are sorted and packed according to the requirement of the customers. Packed goods are then loaded into the transport for shipment to the customers. Warehouse is responsible for replenishment of stocks to meet the demand of the customer. They have to handle the return of goods, which is very important for a supply chain. Types of warehouses. Private warehouse. Private warehouses are owned and operated by a manufacturer or a trader for shipping and storing its own products. It is suitable for firms that require special handling and storage features, and they want to control the design and operation of the warehouse. Second, public warehouses. Public warehouses are owned and operated by Central Warehousing Corporation and the State Warehousing Corporation. It is licensed by the government. They provide storage and physical distribution on rental basis for small and large firms. Public warehouses provide flexibility and cost competitiveness in the market. They can be classified as general mercantile, refrigerated, special commodity and bonded warehouse. Refrigerated warehouses are designed to store products which require frozen or chilled environment for storing the products. Special commodity warehouses are designed to stock specific products. Bonded warehouses are licensed by the government to store products prior to the payment of import taxes and duties. These warehouses are located at the place of ports to support the importers and exporters. Cooperative warehouses. Cooperative warehouses are owned, managed and controlled by cooperative societies. It facilitates the service at most economical rates to its members. Contract warehouses. Contract warehouses have the combination of the characteristics of private and public operations. A contractual warehouse will offer a range of value-added services to their customers at the lowest possible cost. They will provide total logistics solution to their customers. Warehouse strategy. A warehouse strategy depends on the company's objectives and the logistics objectives, which may be to make goods available to the customers, to improve the customer service offered, to minimize the total distribution cost. A warehouse strategy will focus on determining the number of warehouses needed and the type of warehouses needed for meeting the company's requirement. Many firms use a combination of private, public and contract warehouse facilities for their requirements. A private or contract facility may be used to cater to the requirements of them throughout the year, whereas the public facilities are used by them to cater to the peak season requirements. There are other qualitative factors which have to be considered the formation of the warehouse strategies. They are: 1. Presence synergy. A warehouse should be located near the market, which will be able to support the inventory requirement to meet the customer expectations. 2. Industry synergy. The warehouse should be able to collate with the other firms in meeting the industry requirement to get the benefit of multi products and the economies of scale. Third, operating flexibility. A warehouse should be able to adjust their internal policies and procedures to meet the product variety and the customer needs as and when they require. 4. Location flexibility. A warehouse should be able to adjust the warehouse location and the number of warehouses in accordance with the seasonal or permanent demand changes of the market. 5. Scale economies. A warehouse should be able to reduce the material handling and storage cost through the application of advanced technologies. These factors have to be considered in determining the warehouse strategies. Next, let us look at the warehouse location strategy. The warehouse location strategy depends on various factors like quantity to be stored, nature and variety of the product stocked, consolidation of the products needed to satisfy the market, lead time, transportation cost, cost of land, tax structure of the region, incentives provided by the government if any, labor availability, cost of construction and the cost of other utilities and the availability of other utilities. The site selection for the warehouse will have to be done after analyzing the factors of location and decide. Warehouse layout. Warehouse layout is the process of allocating space for the equipments and facilities needed for warehousing operation. It depends on the choice of material handling equipments to be used and the design of floor plan to facilitate product flow. If the warehouses uses pallets, then the first step is to determine the pallet size. Allocation of space for the various functions of the warehouse should be planned during the layout stage. The layout should be planned to protect against theft and pilferage. A good layout plan for a warehouse will improve its efficiency. Automation in warehouse. Technology has enabled the warehouse operations to start up and run smoothly to accommodate the rapid changes successfully to meet the requirements of the business. Pick to light technology, voice activated receiving and packing has automated the warehouse process. Transport management systems using RFID tags helps in improving the warehousing process. Today, we have a fully automated warehouse using a warehouse management system and robots to help handle products. This improves the efficiency of the warehouse and the supply chain process. In this edition, we have discussed the role of warehousing, objectives, types of warehouses and the warehouse strategy in a supply chain.